And welcome. This is Elena. I thought we would do a story time with an angelic Capricorn. I'm a Capricorn sign. I tap into the planet of Saturn, of transcendence of time and space. So, yeah, to know that the Capricorns are finally getting out of this rut, and this next 6 months is going to be really wonderful and opening up doors. So yeah, I don't know if you've been like me, but I've had like 42 years of crap, and the last 8 years has been amazing, but definitely the last couple of years been really challenging, physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. So I thought we'd do a story time because I am an ordained minister. I do read the Bible. I've been taken away from religion because religious things are going away. As far as using the Bible, which is full of prophecies and prophecies fulfilled. So what's going to happen when the prophecies are fulfilled? Not going to need to say those incantations. You guys been doing that, and it's coming to the time where you're not going to need that no more. Okay, so yeah, because Savior is here. I've been saying that for the last 8 years. I don't know if anyone's ever going to get it, but the Savior is here. So oracle readers, I did a video a couple days ago on how millionaires leverage the secret for business and economy. And basically it's intuition. It's that gut feeling. But what if you are somebody who not there yet, or your awareness is not there yet? Things are blocked, or things are still shut off, to know that there is awakening going on. So not to worry, it's going to open. So I've always been intuitive. I don't like to call myself psychic, but psychic does mean soul reader. So it means it reads the energies of your soul within your body, and energies all around us. And it takes a while to build a vocabulary, to work with angels, to work with God, and sometimes it's messages, but my intuition actually got almost 1,000 times stronger working with oracle cards. It's amazing. And the messages just come so much quicker, and it's just like you don't have to search for the answer. You don't have to go really within anymore, or really listen, and it's like, is that God talking to me? I really can't hear. Or sometimes you have visions and you see the light source, and then it's like it's blocked out and you can't see. So these are the things that I had to endure going through difficult times. Now, the first 20 years of my life, I've been abused by my mom, and then as soon as I got away from her, I went right into an abusive marriage, thinking that he was my savior, he was gonna help me, and it was like 12 years of hell, with 2.5 years of more hell going through the divorce. But let me just show you through my life and how I got to use my intuition and how I use tarot, because I didn't actually use the cards right away. I actually tapped into some online reports and a couple people who did, I wanted to do palm readings, and I had a couple of people do that, and some people even finish and said, I can't. And it's like, why? Because I already know what's coming. I just, I'm looking for verification, confirmation, affirmations. And the other thing is, I started every couple of years when a renaissance comes, I will do a palm reading and also a tarot reading to see if my energies line up. So this last December into January, I just started seeing things syncing with my sign of Capricorn. It's like all the readers with all the titles of YouTube was right on, right on, right on. Same thing, clear across the board. So when I see things that happen 2, 3, 4, 5 times. I also always ask for 3 signs from God and the angels that I'm on the right path. This is what I'm listening. This is what I'm interpreting. So when I was just seeing like all of these videos, and there were like dozens of them, and it was all syncing, I knew that it was time to get a new tool. Now the Bible, cards, all these things are just tools to enhance what the angels are talking to you about. So when I was going through a very dark time, it was when I was separated from my ex-husband. We were married at the time. He was another manipulator and abuser who used spirituality, mental, emotional abuse, and he stole my children from me. It was very agonizing. I really felt during that time that I really had a demonic force around me to keep me from seeing the light. Even though I could still hear from God, it was just like, it felt like I wasn't lost because my intuition was there. Another thing, before I got into this real dark place, was when I came back from the military, because this all happened when I was in basic training, AIT, and I come back and had no home. And when a friend, now this is a friend that I've known for 10 years, said I can live in their house until I could find something, and they were going to help me find something. And so I was living in her little room, and there was just things that I was feeling that was just wrong in the household. She was lying to me. And as an intuitive, we know, especially Capricorns, we know when somebody's lying to us. And she was like certified with the child services, CSP, I think it's called, Child Protection Service, CPS, Child Protection Services. And so I thought she would help me get my children, but in fact she was actually countering me. And 2 of the big things that she did was she made sure that I was not left alone in her house with my children. There was only one time that she was gone because she had to get her children, but otherwise she supervised my visits. And then the other thing was she invited all her friends and bought all this booze, and they were gonna party. Okay, they wanted me to drink, and I just getting out of military intelligence training. So I'm just sitting there going, she never did this before. I don't drink. So how is she going to get me to drink? I mean, the most I've had in a year's time, maybe 3 wine coolers for the whole year. Usually celebratory for Christmas, my birthday, and Easter. 3 times, okay? And my birthday is the end of December. So it's just like, okay, here it is and this was about the time of April. And so it's just like, okay. But what I was feeling from what they were doing is that they were going to get my fingerprints on one of those wine bottles, that they were going to record what was going on to use against me. And this was all intuition, and I could see it all play out. And I just sat there basically with my hands to myself in my lap watching all of this. And they're like, oh, come on, here, have one. Let's bash our husbands and let's say, all these bad things about them. And I'm like, I don't have anything bad to say. Oh, aren't you angry? And I'm like, yeah, I'm a little upset, but I'm not angry. At that time, I was not angry. I was just numb inside going, what the hell is going on? So, so I got to watch that all played out. Then I would watch whatever my fingers touched, because and this was, we didn't even get to the hearing yet for the child and divorce hearing, because I kept trying to get it separated. But most divorces will do everything together, and because I did not have custodial care at the time, and I was an honest person with a top secret clearance I didn't want to lose. I did not steal my children and go to my grandmother's house, which was in another state. I did everything by the book. Okay, so fast forward like a year and a half, we're still going through a divorce process. I did 5 stays, which means you prolong it, and usually it's prolonged for another 2 to 3 months, because I wanted, he left me for a best friend. I wanted to make sure that that relationship was dissolved by the time our divorce was final. And knowing that what the patterns of my ex-friend, I knew it wouldn't be long if I postponed things long enough. And sure enough, and this is funny, sad for them, funny for me, I got to see karma in action. And right after our divorce was final, I mean, she got her ring like by that weekend before the papers were all signed. And then by the next April, that was in September, by the next April, she was pregnant with somebody else's kids. So she was already seeing people on the side. See, and I knew this because I spent time with them. I watched the patterns. That's another thing with military intelligence amplified with intuition, is my predictive analysis is like spot on. It's just like I know, I can see, I see patterns. Now patterns are things that people do, is like a habit. It's like in all of the affidavits, they use the same phrase in all single affidavits, all of them. And I just like, I can't go to court with these liars. They are all liars. And I couldn't get, I went through 5 lawyers. I can't even get them to see what I was seeing. And I'm like, is this not on paper that you cannot see this? I highlighted it. So it was a really horrible divorce. And so as I was struggling with, okay, lawyers are not seeing this, nobody's on my side, like who is on my side but divine? And so I was led to do a tarot report on tarot.com. So I did one of those, and it kind of, you know, just kind of showed me the energies. It really didn't amplify a whole lot with me at the time. I'm just like, okay. But later I went back and I'm like, yeah, that kind of happened, that kind of happened, okay, but nothing else would really work. And I mean, I would do relationship, love things, even with my ex. And then it's like when I was dating someone, I would do the, you know, are they compatible love spreads? Because I was really feeling kind of like not so sure on how this was working out. And it was just like, I just don't know. I just don't know. It kind of really shook faith in people, right? Faith in people, because I was brought up to always help people and to give what I have to others, even when I have nothing, because that's going to return into the kingdom that is here now. And so everything kind of really switched for me during that time. And that was what kind of led me here, because then him and his girlfriend during that time was stalking me. And I went into a hiding mode until we purchased this home. And then when you purchase a home, guess what? It does go on the internet in a public file so they can find you. So I had another reason to come into Arizona is that they protect you for domestic violence. So at least some of the things that he tried to press kidnapping charges against me and all kinds of stuff for moving my children here. And, it was just, fight after fight in the courts. I did not go into the court system to fight for my children because of my friends who lied. And because that's not what God had wanted me to do at that time. It was for me to see the failure in the judgment of all of these judges. We had 3 different judges. We had a female. And one of her first things is, I don't even care if it's a divorce. This is what's going to happen. And I was just like, where's the fairness in that? So the fairness of Solomon is not the same that is going on now. Solomon had a specific gift and the gift of discernment, of wisdom, and intuition, which none of our judges do that I've seen. Okay, you might have a different experience, and if you do, drop a comment below. So, yeah, so is, really learning about the patterns, is the learning about the energies. And then I dated somebody who used magic and was a womanizer, which means that he was still meeting people online. He took classes, because I read, he had bookshelves and bookshelves full of PDF ebooks that he had printed out. I read through every single one of them. I was with him for a year just to learn from him, because I had to figure out, why am I still attracting people like this? Okay, right? My ex, and then this guy, and it's just like, you know what? How is this going to change? So I learned from him, and he used magic in a negative way to get into the emotional bonds of using women. And some of my clients really got stuck with somebody who did that. I mean, it's horrible when somebody manipulates you with emotions and giving you all you want, and then using you and discarding you when they're done. It's horrible, and that kind of karma comes back 1,000 times harder, and we get to see it in this lifetime. So be careful if you are that one. Don't want to be that one, because hell on earth is going to be bad for you. So yeah, it's been quite a process. And when you are with people and you tell them, hey, this is what's going to happen, or you just speak out. I mean, I spoke out things on my ex's family side all the time, and they hated me for it, because I ended up being right. But it wasn't a matter of being right. It was truth. This is truth. I had people come to me all the time and asking how to deal with situations and with civil disputes, and how do I make this right, and what do you see in this? And I use my gifts, and they never called me psychic. It was just friendship. So I know I was loyal to the friends back then. And so coming to Tucson, where the authentic readers and healers here, and then we're protected by the quartz in the Candelinas and in the Rincon Mountains, and I'm sure there's copper here in the Ironwood Forest, and it's kind of like surrounding. It's like a big protection bubble here. Energies are really, most of the time, really, really good. So then when I was starting to prophesying, because when you speak truth, you speak prophecies, and it's just like you see it coming, and so you speak it. This is prophesying. And we can prophesy on behalf of others, and in the hopes that they're going to learn and to look out for these things. And I bet you like 99% of the time here, I've been right. And my roommate is like, yeah, you were right. Yeah, you were right. I don't know how you do this, but you're right. So but it's not about being right. It's about people listening and respecting that. So, this is a process that I'm going through and sharing with you, is respect. I wouldn't say anything unless I knew truly that it was something to speak out. When God gives me a message, I feel I'm an angel who's always giving messages to people. And I used to go, walk down the street, and it's like somebody said, God says, go and give her a compliment on that bag today. And so I go and do that. It's like, hey, what a beautiful bag. And they're like, oh yeah, so-and-so gave it to me, and, they just passed away, and I'm really having a hard day. So then you have the chance to minister to someone. So I've been ministering to people since I was young, very young. Even though my mom was abusive, we still did a lot of things to minister to other people. And I was able to testify on how God is very powerful in my life, and to spread joy and peace to others. It's not about the gloom and doom, because if you look at the Bible and you look at Revelations, there's so many different options that energies can go. And it's like, it could go this way, or it can go this way, or it could go this way. So when you look at, different times, and when I talk about the oracle cards, I'm like, so far the energies are this, and if they persist, it will be this way. So another miracle that I am working with is that the month of July has been a really wonderful month for communication, and I've been mentioning that in the last couple of videos, but I want to explain to you, I haven't had a lot of money coming in. I have enough, and I go by the numbers. The numbers have been amazing as far as what they mean to me. And then my phone is still on. By the time I upload this on July 31st, I will probably have 160 gigs of unlimited data for the month of July. 160 gigs. My phone was supposed to be turned off on July 13th, and it's still going. So I have $50 left to put on last month's bill, and we have a new cycle July 27th, and I'm 5 days overdue on that cycle, but my phone is still going. So when I say there's clear communication, really go into not to worry about that bill, because I haven't worried about the bill. I'm just like, okay, I'm going to use my phone. What have I been doing? I've been uploading videos. I think I've uploaded like 27 videos all this month. Just, getting it out, getting the message and talking to people, doing the content and the graphics, and just getting out. And then I've had time where I had 2 to 3 days where I needed to recuperate. I need to work with my animals, but you know what, my YouTube was still going, so I was watching movies in my downtime. It's been like, it got up to 111 degrees, a couple days this month, and now we have rain, and we got blessings of rain. So yeah, more weeds are going to grow, but it's the greenness. It's things that are finally growing in the desert. So literally, I am the daughter of Zion. I'm the daughter who lives in the desert of barrenness, and it's raining, and God is pouring love and joy and peace, serenity and harmony over me. So you can have this too. So if this has moved you in some way, please drop a comment below. I would love to hear some of your struggles, and have you been able to get out of them, and where can I help you? My cheapest reading is 35 cents US dollars. 35 cents. I have my next reading up, I think it's $1.22, and then it goes up to $2. So I have very reasonable readings online. One card can last, a reading, depending on the energies, can go from 10 minutes to almost an hour. It just depends on what messages that the divine wants to give you, and the angels, and what they've been trying to tell you. And so, pay attention, be in awareness, be appreciation and blessings. That is the only way I've gotten through this. This is the only way I've healed from, being not close to my girls, but we have a strong bond. They call me now that I have one graduating, the other one will graduate in 2021. So our bonds are so strong. So don't ever give up on yourself or on your family, because you are doing an amazing job for what you have been given. So look at other things in your home, which is part of the new moon, is even if you have nothing, there is something that you could do to teach other people what you are learning, or what you are still learning, because now it's time to be teacher. Capricorns, wait till 2020, because we are the leaders, we are the teachers, and we are making waves. So I'm really excited about it. So hang in there. The next 6 months for Capricorns is going to be really great. Really, really great. So hang in there. For everybody else, you want to tap into a Capricorn reading where we're about money, we're about work, we're about balance. I got into the even keel of emotions and peace. If you want to tap into my energies for the good, please do, because positive energy to positive energy, light to light, only expands and blooms. So take that into consideration too. Well, I want to say I love you all. You are amazing, wonderful people. You are so intelligent, beautiful. The sky is the limit. So don't let nothing hold you back. The sky is the limit, and it's awesome. So thank you for subscribing, for commenting, for giving me those hearts. I love them. So let's just keep on with communication. I don't see my phone ever burning out. There's messages that have to go there, and this is just a miracle that's going to continue to grow. So I'll talk to you all real soon. Bye-bye.